I'm so broke, if a robber was to rob me, all he'd get would be practice.
What does a nosy pepper do?
Gets jalapeno business.
What was your mother's name before she was married?
I didn't have a mother before she was married.
What sits at the bottom of the sea and twitches?
A nervous reek.
How does Moses make tea?
Hebrews.
Why can't you explain puns to kleptomaniacs?
They always take things literally.
Eamon tells his doctor, "Doc, help me. I'm addicted to Twitter." The doctor replies, "Sorry, I don't follow you. What kind of exercise do lazy people do?"
Diddly squats.
Why don't clueless majors throw house parties?
Because you should never drink and drive.
What do you call a parade of rabbits hopping backwards?
A receding hairline. What does Charles Dickens keep in his spice rack? The best of times, the worst of times.
What's the difference between a cat and a comma? A cat has claws at the end of paws. A comma is a pause at the end of a clause.
Why should the number 2__ never be mentioned? It's too gross. What did the Tin Man say when he got run over by a steamroller? Curses. Foil again.
What did the bald man exclaim when he received a comb for a present? Thanks _ I never part with it.
What did the shark say when he ate the clownfish? This tastes a little funny.
What's orange and sounds like a carrot?
Aprit.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Because the P is silent.
What do you call a woman with one leg?
Eileen.
What did the pirate say when he turned 80?
What?
Why do bees have sticky hair?
Because they use honeycombs.
How does a rabbi make his coffee? Hey Brula. I got my daughter a fridge for her birthday. You can wait to see her face light up when she opens it.
I poured root beer in a square glass. Now I just have beer.
What do you call a rooster staring at a pile of lettuce?
A chicken sees a salad.
Why did the nurse need a red pen at work?
In case she needed to draw blood.
Why did it get so hot in the baseball stadium after the game?
All of the fans left.
What do you call a train carrying bubble gum?
A choo-choo train.
A little boy walks into his parents' room to see his mom on top of his dad bouncing up and down. The mom sees her son and quickly dismounts, worried about what her son has seen. She dresses quickly and goes to find him. The son sees his mom and asks, "What were you and dad doing?" The mother replies, "Well, you know your dad has a big tummy and sometimes I have to get on top of it to help flatten it." "You're wasting your time," said the boy. "Why is that?" asked his mom, puzzled. "Well, when you go shopping the lady next door comes over and gets on her knees and blows it right back up."
A man is in the hotel lobby. He wants to ask the clerk a question. As he turns to go to the front desk, he accidentally bumps into a woman beside him, and as he does, his elbow goes into her breast. They are both startled and he say, "Ma'am, if your hurt is as soft as your breast, I know you'll forgive me." She replies, "If your penis is as hard as your elbow." Lemon Room 1221.
Hung Chow calls into work and says, "Hey, boss, I not come work today. I really sick. I got headache, stomachache and my legs hurt. I not come work." The boss says, "You know Hung Chow, I really need you today. Ooh, weenie feel like this, I go to my wife and tell her give me sex. Makes everything better and I can go to work. You try." 2 hours later Hung Chow calls again, "Boss, I do what you say and I feel great. I be at work soon. You got nice house."
This elderly lady went to the doctor for a checkup. Everything checked out fine. The old lady pulled the doctor to the side and said, "Doctor, I haven't had sex for years now and I was wondering how I can increase my husband's sex drive." The doctor smiled and said, "Have you tried to give him Viagra?" The lady frowned. "Doctor, I can't even get him to take aspirin when he has a headache," she claimed. "Well," the doctor continued, "let me suggest something. Crush the Viagra into a powder. When you are giving him coffee, stir it into the coffee and serve it. He won't notice a thing." The old lady was delighted. She left the doctor's office quickly. Weeks later the old lady returned. She was frowning and the doctor asked her what was wrong. She shook her head. "How did it go?" the doctor asked. "Terrible, doctor, terrible." "Did it not work?" "Yes, The old lady said, "It worked. I did as you said," and he got up and ripped his clothes off right then, and Taria and we made mad love on the table. It was the best sex that I'd had in 25 years. Then what is the problem, ma'am? Well, she said, I can't ever show my face in McDonald's again.
A mother is in the kitchen making dinner for her family when her daughter walks in. "Mother, where do babies come from?" The mother thinks for a few seconds and says, "Well, dear, Mommy and Daddy fall in love and get married. One night they go into their bedroom, they kiss and hug, and have sex." The daughter looks puzzled, so the mother continues, "That means the daddy puts his penis in the mommy's vagina. That's how you get a baby, honey." The child seems to comprehend. "Oh, I see, but the other night when I came into your room you had daddy's penis in your mouth. What do you get when you do that?" "Jewelry, my dear. Jewelry."
The elderly Italian man went to his parish priest and asked if the priest would hear his confession. "Of course, my son," said the priest. "Well, Father, at the beginning of World War II a beautiful woman knocked on my door and asked me to hide her from the Germans. I hid her in my attic, and they never found her. That's a wonderful thing, my son, and nothing that you need to confess," said the priest. "It's a wonderful thing, my son, and nothing that you need to confess," said the priest. "It's worse, Father. You was weak, and told her that she had to pay for rent of the attic with her sexual favors," continued the old man. "Mel, it was a very difficult time, and you took a large risk. You would have suffered terribly at their hands if the good and the evil, and judged you kindly," said the priest. "Thanks, Father," said the old man. "That's a load off of my mind. Can I ask another question?" "Of course, my son," said the priest. The old man asked, "Do I need to tell her that the war is over?" A teacher was teaching her second grade class about the government, so for homework that one day, she told her students to ask their parents what the government is. When little Johnny got home that day, he went up to his dad and asked his what the government was. His dad thought for a while and answered, "Look at it this way, I'm the president, your mom is Congress, your mate is the workforce, you are the people, and your baby brother is the future." "I still don't get it," responded the little Johnny. "Why don't you sleep on it then? Maybe you'll understand it better," said the dad. "Okay then. Good night." Little Johnny went off to bed. In the middle of the night, little Johnny was awakened by his baby brother's crying. He went to his baby brother's crib and found that his baby brother had taken a crap in his diaper. So little Johnny went to his parents' room to get help. When he got to his parents' bedroom, he looked through the keyhole to check if his parents were asleep. Through the keyhole he saw his mom loudly snoring. His dad wasn't there, so he went to the maid's room. When he looked through the maid's room keyhole, he saw his dad having sex with his maid. Little Johnny was surprised, but then he just realized something and thinks aloud, "Oh, now I understand the government. The president is screwing the workforce, Congress is fast asleep, nobody cares about the people, and future is full of shit."
A teacher was teaching her second grade class about the government, so for homework that one day, she told her students to ask their parents what the government is. When little Johnny got home that day, he went up to his dad and asked his what the government was. His dad thought for a while and answered, "Look at it this way, I'm the president, your mom is Congress, your mate is the workforce, you are the people, and your baby brother is the future." "I still don't get it," responded the little Johnny. "Why don't you sleep on it then? Maybe you'll understand it better," said the dad. "Okay then." "Good night," said little Johnny, went off to bed. In the middle of the night, Little was awakened by his baby brother's crying. He went to his baby brother's crib and found that his baby brother had taken a crap in his diaper. So little Johnny went to his parents' room to get help. When he got to his parents' bedroom, he looked through the keyhole to check if his parents were asleep. Through the keyhole he saw his mom loudly snoring. His dad wasn't there. So he went to the maid's room. When he looked through the maid's room keyhole, he saw his dad having sex with his maid. Little Johnny was surprised, but then he just realized something and thinks aloud, "Oh, now I understand the government. The president is screwing the workforce, Congress is fast asleep, nobody cares about the people, and future is full of shit."
The prize in a small Irish village loved the rooster and 10 hens he kept in the hen house behind the church. One Sunday morning before Mass, he went to feed the birds and discovered that the cock was missing. He knew about cockfights in the village, so he questioned his parishioners in CHRCH. During Mass, he asked the congregation, "Has anybody got a cock?" All the women stood up. No, he said, that wasn't what it meant. "Has anybody seen a cock that don't belong to them?" Half the women stood up. No, he said, that wasn't what it meant. "Has anybody seen my cock?" 16 altar boys, 2 priests and a goat stood up. The priest fainted.